Hi, everybody. Over the past few months, I've done lots of reading and lots of study on a topic that's kind of way in left field considering where my background is, and that is the philosophy of language. So today I want to talk a little bit about one particular philosophy of language by John Searle called speech acts. Before we even begin, let's take a second and have you guys answer the question, what is philosophy? And you can use the comment function at the bottom to do so. My first exposure to philosophy was when I had to write my philosophy of education, gosh, a decade ago with Pat Dalton. But now my understanding of philosophy is the traditional definition of a love of wisdom, but there's a philosophy behind everything, and it has to do with the assumptions and decisions and beliefs that we have about the things that we're looking at and talking about. Given that we know what philosophy is, what do you think a philosophy of language is? You can put that in the comments. A philosophy of language really tries to grapple with the question of how do we use language to help us make meaning in our lives. And one of the philosophies of language, a newer one relatively, is called the theory of speech acts, and it's from John Searle, and it's what we're going to talk about right now. According to Searle's theory of speech acts, there are five different kinds of ways of speaking, and the first is assertives. And assertives are usually things that express beliefs, so things that are describing something or obviously asserting something. The second type of speech acts are directives. And directives are expressions of desire, like an order or a request or commanding someone to do something. The third type of speech acts are commissives. And commissives are when we express intentions, like a vow or a promise or a pledge. The fourth type of speech act is expressives. And expressives are really just when we're trying to express ourselves, like congratulations or apologizing or giving thanks. And the fifth type of speech act are declarations. And declarations are kind of special. Well, they're not kind of, they are special. Whereas the others, the commissives, the expressives, are about just describing how things are in the world and what you want people to do. Declarations are all about creation. And there's a new branch of his speech acts theory that talks about how declarations, language is literally how we create the institutions in life around us. Get ready to comment, because as I say each type of speech act, I want you to use the commenting function to give examples of that type of speech act. So, assertives. What about directives? Commissives. Expressives. And finally, declarations. See if you can come up with a declaration. Just a very brief introduction to speech acts, and it's even taken me longer than I thought it would take me. But if you want to have more information or you want to read more, check out the next slide. I have two resources that you can do some more reading.